All right, what's up guys? I planned to record this video several days ago, but my little recording program that I use was airing out and having a bunch of issues. It looks like they've updated it. Now it's working. So now I get to record this video on the Reservoir. As most of you know, I learned about the Reservoir a few weeks ago, just more details, and actually got into the Reservoir. I mentioned it on one of my videos because I wasn't seeing much out there. I mean, no YouTubers were really covering it or how important it is or what role it plays. And then immediately after that, a bunch of people launched videos on it. So I'm not saying they launched it because I was talking about it, but everyone must have got turned on to the Reservoir. So here to make my video as well, to give you a breakdown. This will be relatively short because it's a very easy platform, but it's complementary to the faucet, and it's actually really important for the drip price. So let's just go into that real quick. And congratulations everybody. It's 4/21, meaning Animal Farm relaunches today, like in the next hour or so. So I'm excited. By the time this thing really gets uploaded, Animal Farm will probably be launching, but I know everyone's pumped, and I think the drip ecosystem is just gonna start to bump its way up from here. We're gonna see a sawtooth pattern up and to the right, so I'm stoked. But let's cover the Reservoir real quick. So we'll go over to the Reservoir. This is kind of where you stake B&B. Let's hit the white paper really quick just so I can read off exactly how it's listed. Okay, Reservoir. Reservoir is the drip network solution for players that want to benefit from non-inflationary yield farming through adding liquidity to drip. So what you're doing here is you're providing liquidity to the drip B&B liquidity pool. The Reservoir in general is a liquidity providing protocol. Players can participate by adding B&B to the Reservoir contract to earn passive, perpetual rewards, while also providing locked liquidity to the drip ecosystem. B&B rewards are paid out instantly and through persisting drip protocol from the dividend pool. The Reservoir helps provide long-term price support and an ever-rising potential price floor as permanently locked liquidity is added to the drip token and drip network swap exchange. So what the Reservoir does is it helps increase the price floor on the drip side. So if you're invested in drip in the faucet, that's exciting. What we all want is for that price to go up. And if you want that price floor to be higher and more stable, then also investing and staking B&B in the Reservoir, adding to that liquidity pool, will only help the price of drip. So these things go hand in hand. Now, why haven't people really been talking about the Reservoir? It's because it's the least risky and least rewarding platform that's in the drip ecosystem. It's very low risk in terms of DeFi protocols and just the part it plays. So a lot of people don't seem super excited about it because the potential upside isn't a ton. I mean, you're gonna range probably, APY is gonna range somewhere between 60% and maybe 120%. The reason that number is such a large gap is because there's a time-weighted payout. So the longer that you have your B&B staked in the system, the more potential APY that you can actually earn there. So that APR or APY is variable, so it's going to change up and down. It just really depends on the price and how long you've been in the system. So not only are players able to receive perpetual B&B dividends using Reservoir, but Reservoir ensures that the floor of liquidity for drip is hardened, providing permanently locked liquidity and long-term price support. When you enter the Reservoir contract, you are swapping B&B for a token called drop. Drop's held by the Reservoir contract and represents your share of the drip B&B liquidity pool. Drop will not fluctuate in value and is pegged one-to-one with drip B&B. So the amount of drop held by a player determines their share of the dividends that they'll receive from the Reservoir's instant and daily dividend pools. So the more you have, the more you can potentially earn. And of course, there's a tax on the way in and the way out. So when you swap B&B for drop and vice versa, there's a 10% tax. So 10% tax in, 10% tax out, pretty standard with these Forex shark protocols. That tax is used to pay B&B rewards to the people in the Reservoir and lock liquidity in the drip liquidity pool. 2% of the B&B used to buy drop is immediately distributed to people in the Reservoir. 5% goes into the Reservoir pool, which pays out 2% of its balance every day to the people in the Reservoir. And 3% is permanently locked in the drip liquidity pool. Again, your share of the Reservoir will fluctuate over time, decreasing more as drop are being purchased by other players. You can always increase your share by compounding or purchasing more drop. So the more money you have in there and the earlier you get in relationship to your peers, the more money you can make. So I've heard of one guy, he says he's making 150% because he got in early and he put a good amount in, 150% APY, which is fantastic. The crazy thing is in DeFi and even in drip, which is moderate risk to lower risk, where you're only getting 1%, even without compounding it at 365% APY, that's wild, right? Those numbers just seem normal to us now, to all those degenerates in the DeFi space. But on the other side of the coin, in traditional finance, if you could get a 60% return on your investment per year, I mean, that's unheard of. That's outrageous. But in DeFi, it's happening all the time. So here you're going to get, again, probably more than 60% APY, up to maybe 120, 150, just depends on who you ask and how much money is in there. I don't really know how to accurately calculate that because I don't know how much, who has how much and what percentage in there. But I think it's important to help your fellow peers out by adding some liquidity to the reservoir and hardening that floor, right? Money in the reservoir ensures that the floor of liquidity for drip is hardened. So it's going to help the price. So if you want to help yourself out on the drip side and make that investment more beneficial, seriously consider adding some BNB to the reservoir. It doesn't have to be that much. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 BNB. Anything like that, 40, 80, 120 bucks in dollar terms. It's not a tremendous amount of money, and it would go a long way to help all of our peers and boost this price up. So right now on the reservoir, you've only got 4,500 players in it. It was like 3,600 or something when I got in. So I think the YouTube videos that are going out are getting people pumped about this. But if you're able to, do your part. Throw $50 worth of BNB in here and let that rock and earn some balance, earn some rewards in BNB. So you could either compound those or take them out and pay for gas fees, whatever. So I just bought some BNB to send into my MetaMask, and for some reason it's freezing me out. Like I made a couple transactions and I guess it's not going to allow me to make another one or give me a holding period or whatever. So I was going to put a little more BNB in here, but let's just put a little bit so I can show you how it works. It's very simple. You're basically using BNB to buy drops, staking it in the system. So let's just do half of this. Let's do 0.06 buy. Of course, MetaMask will pop down. Let's confirm that. All right, buy successful. So I've only got maybe like 150 bucks in here. I haven't put a ton. I'm just gonna keep sprinkling it in here. I like the low risk of this protocol. I mean, if I can, go super low risk and earn some BNB throughout the year, even double up on whatever I put in, just keep compounding. And more importantly, if I can protect this drip price and keep the drip price up and keep that drip floor up, then I want to do that. So it helps all of us out. It helps me out personally. I don't think there's really a downside of the reservoir. The only downside is it's not super high reward. But I think some of us need to come to grips with the fact that not every investment we make in DeFi needs to be like super high risk, super high reward. So this one's low risk, still a good reward. If you can make 100% on your money, again, that's fantastic. So consider putting in a little bit of BNB. Like I said, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 is enough to get you started. Let's get this number up. I mean, gosh, I'd love to see this number by this time next week be at 5,000. We've got 100 and some odd thousand players in drip and like maybe 80,000 in the faucet, and we've only got 4,500 over here. So hopefully if you guys are watching and you're able to, throw a little money in here. Help support the drip price, help support the ecosystem, and let's all get rich together. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, comment, all that stuff helps the algorithm. So do whatever you want, any one of those three or all three if you're feeling super generous today. But thank you guys so much. On the drip team, we are up to 93 people, so we're getting up there. Again, when we get to 100, we're going to do a 10 drip giveaway. I'll probably also do another airdrop tomorrow for the 1 year anniversary. So if you're on the team, look forward to that. If you join the team, you watch this video and you join the team, comment your wallet address down below. I'm going to try to set people up who make a reasonable size deposit. And as always, my buddy code and link and everything will be added below. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Happy investing.